And we're back with another character critique and review by viewers just like you. So thank you so much to everyone who submitted their artwork. I've got some amazing artists in the group today, so let's check it out. And we're back. Submitting your personal artwork for someone else to review or critique is no easy task. So I just want to commend everyone who submitted artwork to me and trusted me to take a look at it. So far, it's amazing, but I certainly have a few comments. But I just want to commend you for having the confidence to put your artwork out there and have it be seen by everyone on YouTube who's watching this channel and to be critiqued by me. So good on you. I commend you. And let's get on with the video. Okay, and the first character we're checking out is by an artist named Mikhail Toti. I'm so sorry if I messed that name up. I have spoken to Mikhail or chatted with Mikhail a few times, and his artwork is already improving. However, we're looking at Jade Mirage, his female Marvel rival style character, and already she is looking pretty awesome. But I certainly could recommend a couple things in the design structure, but not bad, not bad. I'm liking it so far. What I see immediately that stands out is maybe we want to adjust our proportions just a little bit. I can see that her hands and her feet are a little big. I'm going to reduce the opacity on this, and I'm just going to check out the character structure here. And by the way, if you're interested, you can book a free call with me where we can review your character designs and your character portfolio designs. And also check out the options for longer and more exclusive coaching options. Together, let's nail down your art style, get you drawing really good, because I believe you're never too old to find your art style and tell your stories. So click the link in the description below to book your free chat and to check out the other coaching options available. I see you're working digitally, Mikhail. That's awesome. Say her shoulder is there, center line. Let's find her abs here. One thing I might suggest, I want to push this shoulder back just a little bit. Her arm could be a little bit longer. And in terms of her hand, it's actually not a bad hand in terms of how you've drawn it. Just a little more streamlined, a little more subtle. She's got some really nice, strong, muscular legs. And if you want to improve your art and character design skills and support the channel, please click the link in the description below and download my ebook. Improve your character design skills and superhero figure drawings in no time. However, they seem a little bit short, at least in terms of the rival style. The leg and the back. I know it looks a little messy. All of my structure drawings tend to look very scribbly. That's just the way I work. Everybody works a little bit differently. I find that there is a nice energy and flow in my very scribbly gesture or structure drawings, and that works for me. It may not work for you, but it certainly works for me. One of the things I like to do, you might have seen it in some of my videos, I like to imagine that they're standing on a plane, because that can help us understand the depth in which their feet should be aligned. Now let's just check out her head quickly. You've done a very nice face. I like this goal shape. This is what I call the goal shape of a 3/4 front head. I explain it in my ebook, but a goal shape is something that we can quickly sketch out the goal shape of the head without having to go through the entire structure and line work of the Loomis head design. Again, my suggestions are maybe a little longer legs, slightly smaller feet, slightly smaller hands. And this is specifically because you're going for a more rivalized character design style. And because we're going for a more rivalized design style, I might want to thin out her waist just a little bit. You've got her breast a little bit high, maybe down around here. Do you see this arc of her abs and her rib cage, I would put it right around there. I just want to give you a couple quick pointers about drawing the face. What you have here actually looks great, but I just, again, if you're going for that comic book Marvel Rivals art style, I would want to, you see the center line here through the center of the face? Let's always have the bridge of the nose, which connects to the eyebrow. Let's have it touch this center line before coming out and downwards to the bridge of the nose. And the shape is up to you because noses are different, but something like that. And then with the lips, again, it's totally up to you. Cheek line here, I wouldn't have the mouth extend past that, which you have. You didn't do that. Usually a larger lower lip than the upper lip. Chin. Now, as for eyes, I would have the center tear duct, the peak of the eye, I have that usually touch this bridge of the nose here. Have it come right in. And eyebrows, I tend to give like a bit of a shape to it. And it depends on, you know, your preference. It's your character. But this is sort of the way that I tend to go when I'm trying to get that typical comic book face. And then the jawline, which connects to the ear. You have the ear kind of down here, which is fine. But if we're going with this sort of structure, I would want to put it up here, kind of matching in line to the eyes and the nose. Generally, our ears tend to fit in that space between our nose and our eye. And the jawline off this ear, instead of having it come straight down, because it's a female, I like to like taper it down towards the chin. You can make it fairly long. You can keep it a little bit straight. So yeah, something like that. And she has a headband on. I would probably put her hairline somewhere around here. And again, with hair, I like to try to give it a bit more of a shape. Instead of trying to go so organic and rounded, try to give it a little bit more of an angular shape. I see you're using digital colors, which are great, but always try to pick your light source and be consistent throughout. Generally, when we're using this type of rim light that you have, the Marvel style rim light, this rim light that you have, that is actually a light that it's a bounce light. It's a rim light that is coming around her on her shadow side generally. So if you'll notice, most Marvel Rivals characters, this rival style rim light is on the shadow side of the character. Is that this side of your character should be her lit side. The light source should come from here, and she should be sort of lit all around here. You've kind of done the opposite, and I get it. It's kind of confusing when we're thinking about having a rim light on the shadow side. It seems weird, but that's really how it works. And so this area here would be the lit up side, and then down here, but this would be her shadow area. Now, this would be the area where the light is coming down. Do you know what I mean? I hope that helps. I hope that means something to you. I hope it's not too distracting or too abstract the way that I'm explaining it. Let me know in the comments if I totally messed that explanation up, and I can guide you through it again a little more efficiently. Yeah, so keep going with your digital art. I want to see a little more stylization in your flames and fire. Right now it looks pretty good, but I think you can give it a little more graphic shape to it. You almost want a center stream where everything comes off. That would be the center line, and everything comes off that. The same with hair. If you have hair flowing in the wind, you want that one master strand to have, you know, to be the consistent, and everything sort of flows off that one. Great job. Keep going with those digital colors. I can see that you're really getting the hang of digital art and digital colors. Looks great. I hope my explanation isn't too abstract. The structure looks really good. Great job on the structure. I'm not sure if you used one of the templates that I had offered for free. If so, that's great. That's amazing. Looks great. Great job. Let's see what else we got. And next up is Starman by Tyler Owen. This guy looks awesome. The anatomy looks great. The costume, the character looks awesome. Great job, Tyler. Let's check it out. Okay, and we're back, and we're checking out Starman by Tyler Owen. And right away, I just want to say, Tyler, he looks great. The anatomy, the proportions, this is a very solid character design. So as I'm looking at your artwork here, Tyler, I'm very curious. What software did you use? I would love to see your rough work. I'm just noticing how clean and smooth your lines are. Everything looks suspiciously clean, to be honest. I'm just wondering, did you use any AI for this? And if you didn't, that's amazing. Good for you. Just looks really, really clean. Yeah, I hope you didn't use any AI. I mean, I do see some problems still with the anatomy and the cape. However, it's an amazing piece of art, character art. If you used a specific software, I'd love to know what software you used. I'd actually really like to see your rough work as well. Yeah, I hope that doesn't offend you, Tyler. Yeah, it looks, if you drew this by hand on using some software like Photoshop or Clip Studio, good for you. It looks amazing. So, great job. Great simplistic style. You're going with a cell shaded color scheme, so you've eliminated all need for busy cross hatching or comic like detail. It looks excellent. It looks like you're going for a bit of a Marvel Rival style. It's not quite there in terms of color. I'm going to just flop the image because that is such a handy way to really highlight any inconsistencies. Bam, look at that. Well, Tyler looks great. Honestly, there's not a lot I can say about this character. The only things I will comment on is, again, you're just like the previous design, you have his rim light color on his lit side. For example, because his shadows, you've indicated his shadow area is over here. So because of that, that means the light source is coming from here. So maybe it's the sunlight, maybe it's the moonlight, whatever it is, the light is coming from this side. I know I flopped it, but for this version, the light is coming from screen right here. And everything on this side is in shadow. Now, my only concern is that if you were going to go with a rim light, you've chosen a yellow rim light here. This rim light, it's not really a rim light because if the light is coming from this side, then it's not really gonna have this sort of bounce light or this wraparound light. Maybe it's just meant to be a bit of a highlight. If so, that's great. However, if it was a wraparound rim light, it would be on the shadow side. This would be like a bounce light comes around the shadow side, the side of the character that has a lot of darkness and shadow on. I see you do have a wraparound light. You've got a blue light here. Yeah, you've used it very sparingly, but one of the things you can do again with that rim light, and you'll see this in the Marvel Rivals characters, add a a hard white, and they'll put that on the entire edge. And then what they'll do is they'll add that rim light to the edge of that hard white line. And in fact, they use two colors. You'll see that they tend to use like a magenta as well as a bright blue. But that's the only thing I see here in terms of your lighting. So the other suggestion that I might want to make is his proportions. I mean, he's proportioned really well. The anatomy in his chest and stomach are really well done. But if we're going for a Marvel Rivals style of exaggeration or character design, I would really want to just like, let's just really inflate his upper body. Let's make him nice and powerful looking. That's one of the things that I love about the Marvel Rivals is the exaggeration of their style. I would give him a much broader chest. Not cartoony broad, but, and maybe, you know, that's not what you intended with this character, but I recommend trying it next time you draw this character. My other minor complaint, or my minor concern, never a complaint, is the shape of your feet. I know everybody has problems with hands and feet, even me sometimes, but I would like to see you aim for, so you've got this foot, which is going to be kind of in profile. So let's just give it a shape that is more like this. This is the inside of the foot, and he's obviously wearing boots or shoes or something. And then this foot is more straight on, so we're going to see a hint of the heel, something along those lines. So again, yeah, this is something that I might suggest, is just to really give him a much larger presence. Obviously this is a very rough, loose sketch that I've done over top of yours. I really have nothing to say about your design. It looks really clean, really solid. I really hope you didn't use any AI. But if you didn't, again, my apologies, but it looks great. Great anatomy. Keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, I would suggest maybe exaggerating his size overall, especially if you're going for a modern comic book style. Let's give him a much larger shoulders, just make him wider. Yeah, I think that'll really help your designs. So great work. I can't wait to see more. All the best. Okay, and last but certainly not least, we're checking out this very cool little drawing by Yamir Hudson. And I love that you're just working on pencil, paper, you've got your sketchbook, and you're just sending in your character designs. Very, very cute, very cool little character design here. There's a couple things I noticed that could really improve your overall design work. But I like you're using, looks like you're using markers, colors, looks great. Let's check out the structure. So the first thing I notice with this drawing, Yamir, is that it seems like you have a very almost cartoony design sense happening. I'm not sure if that is intentional, but that's what I see, and I would think that that might be a style choice that you might want to lean into a little bit. If I just look at her face, I see what looks like a very animation style of head here. And I'm just going to quickly rough out the structure of your character here. And again, this is what I call the goal shape for a 3/4 front head. And you can learn a lot more about the goal shape, and it's a simplistic shape for drawing the 3/4 front head. And you can find out all about it in my ebook, my How to Draw Superhero Designs ebook. So let's add this. And I'm just going to continue on with the rest. I'll come back to the face. I'm going to continue on with the rest of her structure. So you've got a nice tilt in her spine, got a very thin waist. Her hips would be over here. Here is the minor issue I see, is the placement of the legs. So if her upper body is over here, then she would fall over this way. So you always want to find the balance of her legs. I know you want to put one leg over here, and that's great, but you're gonna need her other leg to be quite a ways back, almost as if she's like walking or strutting, because otherwise she would certainly fall over. So this leg would definitely need to be placed around here, something like that. Breasts would probably be, like I said before, just above this this rib cage line here. Want to maybe, and let's not hide this arm behind her body. Try to bring it out just a little bit. I mean, if we're going to show it, so let's just show it. Her arm here. And this could be her. Be something like that. Now, let's look at her face again, because I can see real potential in the way that you've structured this character, and even just in her face design. So I want to show you a way just to quickly bring these features into a more stylized look. Her ear, eyes. This is how I want to see, or it's totally up to you, but here is a quick shortcut. If this is the eye line, the upper eyelid, and then you have this pointing towards the nose. That's the peak of the eye. This is the upper eyelid where the eyelash would be. And then just draw a nice circle, like, you know, this rounded curve to bring it right up. Ball here. So it just becomes an easy way to draw the eye this way. Try that. Again, the nose is going to come off this brow, the bridge of the nose, and then we're going to come down towards the cheek. And you can give her a smaller nose, a more anime nose if you want. Her mouth will be a little closer to the nose, and this eye would touch this bridge of the nose here. And if you feel like this eye is a little close, let's bring it out. Hair. What you've already done with the hair is you've given it a more solid shape, which is great. You haven't gone with the individual strands of hair like this. You've given a more solid shape, which I like. I'm getting very Disney vibes from her. So good for you. Back side of the head a little bit, her hair. And there you go, something like that, Ymir. Again, please check out the ebook. I go all into, I talk a lot about the character structure and the building blocks of the character and how to use shape and form to a nice figure. And I go into the shape of the head and designs for the head, what I call the goal shape for the head. So please check that out. Very fun design. I love that you're working on pencil and paper. Just keep drawing. I see a lot of potential in your character work here. Lean into this sort of cartoony, almost Disney-ish style, and don't worry too much about the detail. See that you have a lot of detail. I mean, her skirt is very, very well done. It's very nice. But with this cross-hatching and things like that, let's not worry too much about all this sort of detail. Let's try to keep it simple lines, and try to nail down your structure and your proportions. I hope that helps. And that's all I have time for today. Thank you so much to everyone who submitted their artwork. You're amazing, and you're brave for letting everyone on YouTube have a look and learn along with you. So I really appreciate it. Great job. Keep drawing. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of these videos, and I will see you in the next one. All the best.